Okay. Try and get to level 5 here real quick. Shouldn't take more than a couple missions. Everything's exactly the same as it was before. Nothing's changed. Some of the missions you'll see these little optionals. Sometimes those optionals can give you some stuff. Sometimes they don't. Not always are they important.
My friend sacrificed so much to secure peace with the Klingons. I bear the responsibility for the consequences to him and his crew. The thought that troubles me to this day. The hope was that this alliance would last forever. It did not. The Klingons have chosen war. The Federation is doing its utmost to protect its borders and the billions of innocents who call this fate. But I fear that this conflict may be our undoing.
It's interesting of note for those who might have played before the map changed. They've actually moved a lot of this locations around. Like this is over here, instead of down in this area. Occasionally, you run into these little scan spots. You use the arrow keys to get what you need, and these become useful items later on when you need to get some um, research and development going on. Highly suggest the earlier you get stuff together, the better off it would be. items and some of this stuff. So it's whatever you feel like. Because you're playing damn and you explore this ship. You do get outlets for doing damage of certain amounts, so that's one of the things to always remember. It might be beneficial to use energy types until you hit enough damage. If you're after accolades, there's a lot of them around that you can get just leveling up. And I missed one obviously when I was inside, so I could if I wanted to get one, I can obviously repeat and do it. I've never been much of an accolade chaser personally. This is one of those missions that makes you get dragged through everything, regardless of if you wanted to or not. I'm just looking to get to level 5 here today. This might be a short one if this does it in one shot. If not, we'll do one more mission and before I call it the night for this particular character.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Nope, well, one more. Like I said, I want to get to level 5 at least. One of the nice things is you get this option here where you can get automatically taken to where you want to go. You don't necessarily have to know where you're going. It will take you there or take you within a certain distance. This one here, we're going to Vulcan system so that you can pick up some ambassador that you have to take to the next spot. I will do this. Back in here. And I'm just going to leave everything as it is right now because I don't have anything that's going to get affected by any of these skills, so I'm not too incredibly worried about those things yet. running around all over the place.
Welcome. Do you have an... This is if I do not... I... Do you have any questions? X...
Your inventory has a replicator. Click on Replicator to access your store.
That's one thing I was trying to tell you is if you need some stuff, here's where you can go to get it. It's also where you can go to sell some stuff, or you can simply just right click on it and discard it, and you'll sell it just as well.
Starfleet Shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
Obviously, this pilot isn't very good. Either that, I'm seeing lag.
I need to...
So one of the things you can do, you can got the map here. You know where you're going. You can always find the circle that shows you where you're going. If you got multiple missions, you might have one that's white. If it's white, it just means it's not the focus one that you have. It'll be gold if it's the one that's what you're focusing on at the time. Zoom in and out works on this like you would on a web page. You just use the mouse scroll wheel to go in and out to get closer to it. So they got a few things they got to fix on with some of the directions, because it used to take you so that when it stopped, it had this window up. Obviously, that's one of the fixes they had to do with the change in the map. Some of these you can skip, like I said, some of them you can't. One thing you'll see me do, you'll see me do a little bump on the full impulse. It's designed to allow me to get closer without losing all my power in engines. You do too much, and like I just did, you'll notice that a lot of engine went in there, and it just means less time that you have full power going into everything else. Which also means that less, or the more time it takes to kill things. Sometimes you end up with these little things. It wants to do this. You can always skip it so you can come down like so and get your research and development stuff. Highly suggest anytime you can, you get it, because it's going to mean less that you need to get later on, and you can start off with everything you need when you hit level 15 when the research and development can start. On ground, you got this um, roll that you can do just by double tapping a key in a certain direction. Any direction will do that kind of roll. And make quick work out of these guys. I'm going to try to make a quick work out of this mission here. Not trying to necessarily set any records. Obviously this one over here, since I see it, I'm going to get it. Oops. There is a key that sometimes you hit. I will send you moving forward. Only way to know which way you got to move the cursor keys is this kind of guess. Sometimes that's all it takes. I got no rhyme or reason why I do things to get them to work in order to fit. And then obviously you find out that he's a traitor. Like I said, most of this is not for the storyline. I'm not trying to show you the story as I level up. I am just trying to show you how to do these missions and get to a point where you can do the actual chasing to getting the mid-grade to high DPS for the ship.
Warriors, prepare for battle. There is a group of Starfleet officers behind you. One of them is a foul shapeshifter.
It's kind of annoying some of these you can't even escape out of.
Don't let them lead this planet alive.
This is one of those cutscenes that you have to go through. Like I said, I'm just making as quick work out of this as I can. I'm not worried about some of the items. Most of these items are only going to get you like 100 or 200 EC, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't that much. Scan the area. Oops. Yes, if you're doing something like that, you got a timer and you jump, it will ruin the timer. Then you have to do it all over again. This is just basically surviving until they get here. Make sure you destroy those torpedoes, they can do a lot of damage. Sometimes you can't avoid that, like that torpedo, because it's not one you can do anything with. However, some of them you can. That one right there is another one. this case here, this one here is actually best to be on the same side as your allies. So that you take advantage of them tearing down the shields. One thing I'll do later on is actually change up some of the skills. Because right now these are skills that are not directed to make this build even better. Alright.
User joined your channel.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Alright, there's level 5.
Hello?
And that's where I'm going to call it done for the day here, and I'm going to check out of here, guys.
Hello?
There's where I'm at right now. This is a final end, so that there's no question of where this character is. We find that. That's all
User
it's going to
disconnected
have.
from your channel.
So, still at 0 for everything else except for the lithium that was earned so far. This is it. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.